Good morning. So, I am often digging through social media, news reports, recent research, part of my job as trying to keep you all abreast of the most recent information as it changes and influences our practice and our policy. And I came across three different um, videos that are reporting on news and congressional type discussions that really hits home for all of the discussions that you're having around racism, discrimination, hate, systemic oppression, right? And I realized that three in particular do an excellent job in progression. They're not all together. I found them in different places, but they do an excellent job in progression to explain why this is still relevant, why it is still an issue, um, and how it is not only a threat overall to human development and overall quality of life and well-being, but also our way of life, and the progress that we've made over the last 70, 80 years, how some of that could be reversed, and some of it we are seeing reversed, right? So in particular, in relation to racism, what I want to do is play each of these videos for you, um, and then I want to tie them together for you. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, and this is the first one that we're going to watch right here. Okay.
A significant amount of white people in the United States of America see race relations through a colorblind lens. And I don't mean that whites don't see race. They see someone that's black or Asian. But they don't in any way attach any meaning to the color in affecting life chances. And what that fundamentally means is that race doesn't matter in getting ahead. It just doesn't matter.
They believe that we are in a race neutral environment.
The playing field has been leveled. And if you make it, or you don't.
It's a meritocracy.
It's a meritocracy. And it's a narrative also that does a lot of things. It makes white privilege invisible. And it also makes whites feel that whatever they did, whatever successes they had nothing to do with what happened 50, 100, 200 years ago.
Okay. So the first one. We often hear, I don't see color. And while many of us, especially in this profession, mean that to say that I'm not judging you based on your appearance, okay? It has been used now to essentially support and reinforce white privilege. I'm not even gonna, pretend that I didn't work hard to get where I am. But I can tell you that in comparison to my colleagues of the BIPOC community, I didn't face many of the challenges that they did. Okay. We were not running the same race. We were not addressing the identical obstacles. They not only had to deal with what I dealt with, especially if they were a BIPOC person who was also a woman, but they had additional issues around the stereotypes and hateful, hurtful beliefs and intentional discrimination in order to hold them back. Okay, so I want to build on this. Let me share my screen. We're going to watch the next one. So oftentimes when we think about racial hate, we have a tendency to think that it is different now from what it was then, right? That racism is dead. I want you to watch this. Okay.
So I happened upon this tweet and the video attached. I will play it in a second. But I think it's particularly important for certain individuals on this app, seeing that I was just in a live on Thursday and was told by multiple individuals that racism doesn't exist in the United States anymore. Just wait.
One after dark. Honestly, dude, you have balls of steel. You can get hospitalized by some guys that want to beat your ass. I've had several old men come out here, look at the window and tell me, says, you better go tell that nigga to get out of here. Not 10 minutes, I'm gonna be back. You better be gone. Okay, come back. Marxist. Hold on, not just black. That means saying you're a white boy. Here, that's the you're white, aren't you? Oh, boy. How you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. Think you said something too? Yes, sir. I am good. Because I'm tired of seeing this right here is the biggest hoax there ever was. Is it the next thing to ask? It is. Yeah, black lives do matter, but what about ours, man?
Apparently, black people's lives matter more than us.
Apparently. You know, the Irish have. Like, how's your day going? Walmart, they put out this statement. I'm gonna ask you to leave. Exactly what I'm saying is exactly what they would ask me.
So I'm just curious, especially to the people that told me racism doesn't exist. What is this, Southern hospitality?
Okay. So, yeah, it's not gone. And that was a person with light skin, peach skin, right? No evidence of it, of melanin in the skin. And how angry people were that he held a sign that said Black Lives Matter. And so to clarify, the sign isn't Black Lives Matter. The sign is Black Lives Matter, right? It is still present today. Is it worse in some areas than others? Yeah, I mean, anybody can argue that. It all depends on the individuals and the beliefs that they're developed with, right? But I want to sum it up now. So hold on, we got one more we want to watch. Where did I put her? Here we go. I'll share my screen.
Well, somebody had to say it. Why not an award-winning journalist who is an icon in the industry?
You have to give some credit to the American people that they're somewhat intelligent and that they know the difference between an opinion show and a news show.
Yeah.
You're not just cynical. Look at the.
Yeah, I am cynical because,
You think we're bad for America? You think I'm bad for America?
Yeah.
You do.
In the long haul, I think you
Really?
and all these opinions.
That's sad.
No, you know why?
That's sad.
Because you're very good at what you do, and because you have attracted a significantly more influential. Let me finish the sentence. Let me finish the sentence. I'm listening to that.
With all due respect.
You have attracted people who are determined that ideology is more important than facts.
That was Ted Koppel. He is award-winning. He's been in the industry for decades. He is an icon. He is a legend. And he knows the games that Sean Hannity is playing. Kudos to Ted Koppel.
All right. So to sum it up, why are we not moving past from where we were? Why is it that these ideas continue to reemerge? In that last video, as Ted Koppel was trying to highlight that certain news outlets will purport that they are opinions only. But they absolutely are treated as if they are factual news. And they push an ideological agenda that creates a hierarchy in our society. Okay? And what are the benefits of creating a hierarchy in our society? Well, if you're part of society that would be at the top of that pyramid, then absolutely. Absolutely. If you value that and you want that, then you would reinforce that ideology. Okay, so I hope that this has sort of just kind of brought to light that it is not a waning issue in our society. It is not. And that we need to be mindful that the struggle is real. There was a recent news report of a young man, 17 years old, I believe, who was shot in his car for eating a hamburger in the parking lot of McDonald's. The police officer, when questioned later, argued that he could have sworn that that vehicle was one that he had witnessed leaving a scene. He forced the door open, demanded that the kid get out of the car, and when the kid went to not get out of the car, he instantly opened fire on him. You can find it easily with a Google search. And yes, his skin was brown. So, food for thought, right? And for those of us that are thinking, how do we create change? How do we create real change, right? To advance social justice? Well, one, it starts with ourselves and being mindful that saying things like, I don't see color, how, regardless of what our intention is for it, even if it's good, it can be used for ill will. Recognizing the privilege that we have. I have privilege. Even within a mechanism of oppression, and I am as a woman, especially in a STEM field, I still have privilege. Okay? And recognizing that that doesn't mean that stuff is just necessarily given to me, but I absolutely am not having to solve problems and overcome challenges and obstacles that some of my BIPOC women peers are, right? And that in itself is a privilege. It's like the difference between, running a race just straight and running a race with hurdles. My BIPOC peers are running the race with hurdles. And I don't have to jump those hurdles. So we start within ourselves, but then also holding others accountable. That's where it really is recognizing that being silent is also equal to being complicit. And we must fight to create change. Does that cause discomfort? Can it cause consequences for you? Yeah. Look at the young man who was just holding a sign that said Black Lives Matter. People literally were threatening his life. Okay? But no one has equality and true opportunity if we don't all have it. Okay? Because as long as there's a hierarchy, as long as there's a fight for a hierarchy, even those at the top of the pyramid have the opportunity to fall. Okay? So that's all I wanted to share. it just spoke to me, and I wanted to put it out there. I hope this little bit of information is useful. And I'll see you all in class. Have a great day.